It's your boy sitting back with another beautiful, fantastic, amazing, terrific video that is. And today, we're back with another video. I just said that. But I decided to do one that I can relate to. This is by Jubilee, by the way. Teen boys anonymously answer 7 burning questions. Hence, I was a teenager not even a month ago, less than a month ago. So I still feel like will be able to relate to this because we're all in the same generation. And let's just see what they talk about. I feel like this would be very interesting and get a little more in depth, with this. But you already know what to do before you watch this video. Make sure you share it with your wonderful, beautiful friends and family. And until then, Lego. Okay, cool.
In an age of call-outs, culture wars, and perfect facades, people can be afraid to express how they really feel. So we brought together 7 strangers, protected their identities, and asked them all 7 burning audience questions. What will be revealed when we take the mask off?
If the answer is yes, you will flip on your light. Do you watch porn?
It's accessible, and because it's accessible and it's there, people use it. I'm one of them. I think most guys can agree that.
I would say something, but I'm going to keep all of my thoughts until the end of the video, so I won't be pausing it as much, so you're welcome.
They have, at least at some point, watched it, and it's, if you can enjoy it in a healthy way, if you can enjoy masturbating in a healthy way, I think then, by all means, go for it. But
yeah, I do watch porn. A lot of my teenage years, I spent a lot of time self-obsessing over it, and to the point where it kind of became an addiction. And it took until very recently to get out of the hole of, paying for porn. I do watch it, but I don't like that I watch it.
I'm gonna bring everyone else into the conversation.
I said no. I used to watch it a lot before. I would say I was addicted to it. My dad is in prison, so there was no one really for me to talk to about sex. So porn was my education on sex. From personal experience.
I knew I said I would wait, but I feel like porn in this now generation is a lot of education for the young people because they're not teaching it enough in school. Yeah, they have sex ed class, but they don't teach, they don't get in depth about it, and then they just become addicted to it, and even after they learn the crap they still watch it, right? And leads to other psychological issues, mental issues, life issues. It's a lot, but I'm not going to get into too much of it.
It messed me up because after watching it so much, I'm sure we've all been there where you're on page 5 and nothing is right. You're looking for that right video, but your dopamine receptors and everything is so messed up at this point that the same thing that would get you off wouldn't get you off anymore, right? I went so deep into it, I'm a straight man, I started watching trans porn because it was just erotic in a different way that I've never seen before. I needed more stimulation.
Because of pornography?
Yes, because of pornography. So I don't think it's just entertainment, it actually affects with your brain and the way you perceive love.
Do you think that a lot of teenagers or teen boys are really educated on the effects of pornography?
No.
Have you ever cried in front of someone else?
This one's the perfect gift for the friend who's been getting a little too comfortable during quarantine, maybe your son, a father, or your boyfriend.
By the way, the question was, have you ever cried in front of someone else? I won't personally answer that, yes.
I wholeheartedly agree with the statement. I feel like it's easier to open up towards women, which is kind of embarrassing, but quite frankly, I feel like they understand emotions more because they really understand the whole crying. I mean, I feel like crying is sort of normal to them, and they see it as like a way to express themselves.
It's interesting that you said that you're more comfortable to cry in front of women. I had a girlfriend and she broke up with me over text. And before that, we were like talking and I cried in front of her and I was being honest and I thought that's what you're supposed to do. That's what my dad taught me, right? But I guess she interpreted it as being insecure and she broke up with me and that really messed me up for a little while because it's like, well, now I know I can't show any kind of insecurity. So I don't like crying in front of women. Like, I'd rather cry in front of some family that I trust, right?
That's interesting because I'd rather find a stranger on the street and tell them everything I'm going through because I will never see them again in my life. And I feel like they won't be able to judge me. Because I'll never see them.
I'd rather have a stranger think I'm strong and my family know all my problems, so it's interesting.
Feminism has gone too far.
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
In the feminism movement, there's so much of tearing down men or trying to put men back in their spot. But if the women want us men to step up, then I feel like it'd be a lot more productive instead of tearing down men and telling us all what we're doing wrong, than to, on the other hand, to build us up. I guess for the sake of keeping us accountable for our actions, and as men, we also need to step up. Giving females more opportunities to certain things, I just think that's quite unfair. And it's like, you gotta put in the work, you gotta put in the certain things to earn these things. And it's not like women are granted less access to these jobs. I mean, I know there's plenty of women who are in business, who are doing good things for America. I just find it counterintuitive that this whole feminist movement is advocating for equal rights in certain things when they already have access to them.
I'm a feminist. I guess I believe in the equality of men and women. I think that when we talk about feminism, a lot of it boils down to employment. I think that the bringing down of men, you guys keep on saying bringing down men and shaming them, I think that is way overstated. I have never been shamed for my maleness.
I think, you know, if you look at any movement, there's definitely going to be like a radical portion of that movement. But at the same time, like I want to open up the question to you guys. Do any of you guys have personal experience where you feel you've been brought down, you know, like to bring a woman up?
A little bit like in high school. And it's not like the worst thing in the world. We have like an ASB my sophomore year, there was like happy thoughts, right? Like every Friday you just write something and you put it in the bin. It'll just be the girls and then some, you know, more of the feminine guys complimenting each other, which is not a problem, but as they're complimenting each other, oh, look at you, you're killing it, and then they'll even like insult me. It went from being happy thought to build up Women Day. You know what I mean?
I feel like there's a wall and we should break down that wall and focus on the human race. Not women, not men, not Mexicans, not this. We should all bring each other up.
I've been anxious about my penis size.
I was when I was during my early teenage years. Now I do not give two fucks at all. Not saying that I am, you know, I just don't care anymore. That's all. I'm not self-conscious about it anymore. Because at the end of the day, who cares? I mean, I want to say who cares. People care, but when you're in middle school, it's different. I'm just going to say that.
I started watching pornography, I think around the age of 11 or 12. And that's a very impressionable, vulnerable place to be in. So of course, there's always these feelings about looking at your body.
Yeah, and I think the competition is probably what affects me the most part, you know? It's the thing you're like, I know good and well there's dudes bigger than me. And she says it doesn't matter, but it still plays on my mental when I go to sleep at night.
Currently, I'm not really like afraid of the size that I have because I am kind of becoming more confident in my body and the way that I am. And I don't really feel like it's going to matter nearly as much when you're with someone for 10 years as you are for like a one-night stand. So I am not personally like that uncomfortable with my size.
Everything that you just said like is true, and like you just need to become confident in your own self by knowing what people really look for. But like it's hard to get on Netflix and watch Euphoria and think like these are like grown-ass men playing high school people, and you think like, well, that's not what I look like. And then you think about like every person that I have been with or will be with has probably seen this. I think that's really where that anxiety comes from. It's just the fact that other people probably have expectations.
I have questioned my sexuality.
I have.
Depression feels like a never-ending day. It's not eating any.
Okay.
I guess growing up, I was never one of like the jocks of school. I always was into music, I was always into theater, and so growing up, I was always bullied because of that, because I was being too gay or whatever, and I always hung out with the girls. And so I definitely did kind of buy into what everyone else was saying, the peer pressure of like saying, oh, you're gay, this is how you're gonna end up turning out because this is how you are now. With where I am now in my life, I've just kind of gotten to a place where I've grown to be confident. I know what my identity is.
People thinking that definitely, like, it gets you thinking, It gets you thinking like, well, like, am I? Or should I be? It's like, should I be attracted to dudes because I like things that are quote unquote gay? But then I guess it just reveals the issue that, like, we've made certain things gay and made certain things straight.
Yeah, right. Mine didn't stem from any kind of like extra like curricular activity. Myself stemmed from porn, as I mentioned before. And when I started watching trans porn, and it's weird to say, but like I got really nervous. I got really nervous because I thought maybe I'd be gay. And so I did my research on it, and I was kind of obsessed with trying to figure out like what this could mean. And all the stuff I would look up was saying like if you watch trans porn, you're still straight because they're women and stuff like that. But I'm thinking like, what would my family think? I've never sought out, like every time I talk to a trans woman in real life, there's no like actual attraction there. So I'm still lost in the fact of what I actually am attracted to, but I guess I am still straight because they are women.
Personally, I've never watched transgender porn before, but I don't think as a straight male, you watching trans porn is a gay thing. Maybe I feel like you will watch it through the video, but if someone asked you to do it in real life with a trans person, I don't think, if you're straight, I don't think you would do it because it's not a cis female. I'll put it like that. It's not an actual, well, it's a woman if they consider themselves a woman, but it's not a biological full 100% woman, if that makes sense. But I feel like they watch it because, like you said earlier, you keep watching the same point and over and over, and it's just boring, and then your dopamine levels, they go down, then you need something to spike it back up, so you get more erotic, you get more BDSM, you get more torture, hardcore porn, and it just keeps going and on and on. So basically the gist of this, you're not gay if you watch trans porn.
Quite frankly, right now I feel happy with my sexuality, and I feel that it's not wrong to question your sexuality in terms of, well, in America, like, you're free to question whatever you want. You can question your religion, you can question your culture. It's just society is the things that constrains those certain things to be what's normal and what's wrong.
I feel like there's such a strong stigma to be straight, or strong like a stigma or like a pushing you into it that even right now, I feel the desire to like explain myself, even though we're anonymous right now. I feel like I've never been with I've only been with like actual like cis women, but like I know that's like no one is judging me. We're all here to be honest. But it's such a stigma that from the last 18 years of my life, that in this moment right now I feel embarrassed and ashamed for something that's just the way it is.
I'm scared of dying.
Yes, that's just me. Yes, I am. Jesus.
I think of it as like, I'm extremely scared of death. I mean, I watched my father die like right before me. It's a scary thing. They just stop breathing. And just the idea of like nothing is just extremely terrifying to me. It's like you don't really know what's going on. Like, are you even thinking? Are you even there? You're just a blip out of just space.
It is terrifying. We don't know. And as a Christian, I want to pretend that like I know that there's heaven and hell, but at the end of the day, I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, I think I always had a fear as a kid growing up that I'm gonna die and not fulfill like what I wanted to do here on Earth, right? But every time I thought about dying, it was as an old person. But 2 years ago, when I started working as a lifeguard, this lady and her friend came to the pool, and I have the music going and everything. She just starts having a seizure, and luckily, I did everything right, and EMS showed up, and she was safe. But then 2 weeks later, she unfortunately had another seizure while driving, and she died. And that's when I realized life is like, it can happen to anyone at any point. And if I just die and don't do anything with my life, then that's what I'm scared of.
What do you want? Want a job that I don't hate? Want to do something that matters?
I said that I don't fear death because unlike you guys, I don't really have an experience, so much hands-on experience with death.
Am I afraid of the fact that I will die someday? No. But I think, obviously the fact that it might come way sooner than you expect is a scary thought. But it's the one thing that makes life special. You know what I mean? It's the one thing I feel like that actually gives meaning to it. Because if you would never die, then you would never do anything. Because you would always have more time to do it.
Do you guys feel like you can actually be your genuine self when you're like talking to a girl or hanging out with a girl?
There's definitely a difference between like.
Can you be your genuine self with a girl? It depends who the girl is. It depends how comfortable I am with her. And it depends how long I've been on her. So there's a lot of sub questions that comes with this question. But if you're asking like a stranger girl, no, not at all. But if you're asking if I know this girl for like maybe 10 years, then yeah. So like there's a difference. But can I be my genuine self? It takes time. You just read her vibe, see how like what it is, But that's my output on it, my intake.
Talking or opening up to like my friends that are girls versus like a girl that I'm interested in.
Like obviously if you're trying to impress a girl, you're gonna be dressed nicely, you're gonna wear some cologne, you're not gonna like fart around her, right? There's a filter thing, but like when it comes to your mom, like your mom's a girl, and I wholeheartedly trust my mom. So I'm gonna be myself around the people.
Okay, well, if we're talking about moms, then obviously yes, I trust my mom, or like women in her family. Obviously yes, I can be myself around them. Put that out there.
People I trust more.
I guess that's what it is. There's a lot of times I walk away with talking to a girl I'm really interested in. I'm like, man, I didn't just go up and be me. And then my best friend, right? He used to be my best friend. He's kind of a womanizer, but I see him get so much success. And every time I've gotten success is doing things that he's done, which is just putting on a facade and telling them what they want to hear.
I think it's good to be yourself because, you can only put a mask on for so long. It's refreshing to talk to people and realize that I'm not the only one who feels a certain way about things. It's nice, and it's a step in the right direction for me in becoming more comfortable with being open and honest with everybody.
I think just the whole open conversation and like this won't bite me in the end later, or like someone's not gonna listen to this and think, oh, that guy's bad. I have more safety of expressing my honest opinions, and whether those be good opinions or bad opinions, it's a better way to express one's true self without trying to be influenced by what high school is and all the people influencing you in high school, because frankly, high school is just popular culture, what people think is popular.
Thank you so much.
I really enjoyed that video, man. I feel like the questions they've chosen are very common and detailed, especially in this generation with teen boys. I obviously related to every single question there was. I just didn't want to talk as much because I know you guys wanted to watch the video and not be constantly pause it. But I'm not going to take too long, but I just want to, one, give props to the guys who did this, that the character anonymously or unanimously, sometimes anonymously, but however, ominously, I'm proud of them for having the courage to do this, especially on a platform like this. Helps other boys, helps other men, helps other males say, hey, if they can do it, I can do it too, Be yourself, man. At the end of the day, you can only control what happens. You can only dictate the things that get to you. But I guess to put this in a conclusion, um, don't let society tell you otherwise. If that makes sense. Um, don't let them push you away and more away from being yourself instead of being another character that can only last for so long. And then until the true you comes out, because you can only play someone for so long until you get tired of it, or you mess up, or it comes out of nowhere. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into detail because it's gonna be like a 30-minute video if I do. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video though, man. It was very interesting to watch, unique and different. And if you guys enjoyed it, you already know what to do: like, subscribe, and share. I highly doubt anybody watched to the end, but that's okay. But you always know what to do. Remember to stay humble, stay hopeful, and until then, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.